who it is.
Hi, Bubby.
I'm just off for a nosh. Will you join me?
Only if you tell me stories about when you were younger.
Fine. As long as you eat abyssal vegetables.
I promise.
Okay, so let's go on a trip down memory lane. I've got a great one about my Bubby that you're gonna love.
Did she live in Montreal?
Yes, she did. And it was a beautiful house in Mile End. I remember one day I visited her.
Yes, Bobole. I'm going to help out at a special event. We're launching a new organization. It's called the Federation of Jewish Philanthropies.
Wow, you're so lucky. What's a philanthropy?
Philanthropies. It means to help others. That's why I'm going, Bobole. As chairwoman of the Ladies Sewing Society, I've been asked to be there.
What's sewing gotta do with philanthropy?
That's a very good question. Let's find out, shall we?
Really?
Well, it turns out that back then, I think it was 1917, there was no federation. Just a lot of small Jewish organizations who did their own fundraising, like the Baron de Hirsch Institute, the Montreal Hebrew Orphans Home, the Beth Israel Day and Infants Home. So they decided to join together to centralize fundraising and coordinate social services for our community in the best way possible. And that included our sewing society. In that first year, they raised $150,000, almost twice what they had raised individually the year before. By 1923, we were raising even more money for all sorts of great community causes. And they did find some creative ways to fundraise. The hat campaign of 1923 was one of my favorites. To raise funds, we were asked to keep last year's hat and donate the money that we'd spend on a new one to the Federation.
Don't you kids have somewhere better to be? Gator Royce! This is what it's all about, kids. The great outdoors, the lifelong friendships.
The marshmallows.
All these values and traditions. Did you know that this camp started in 1920? Back then, the Mount Royal Lodge wanted to give underprivileged boys the chance to go on a summer holiday. So they opened this place. And only kids whose parents couldn't afford to pay for a camp would be accepted. I guess what I'm saying is that we're creating an institution here that will one day become a pillar in the Jewish community. And you guys are helping to build that legacy.
Wow, great story. Can we have our marshmallows now?
Better get inside, kids. Looks like there's a nasty storm on the way.
The 1930s was not a good time for our people. Things looked bleak. Confusion, hurt, and fear hung over our heads.
Why, Bubby?
There was a lot of hatred in the world. Our values were being threatened. Anti-Semitism was everywhere. But we stayed strong, banded together, and built our organizations, like the Employment Bureau. I mean, this was the Great Depression, after all. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Did you know that the hospital you were born in was built then?
The Jewish general? Really?
Yes, dear. In fact, the Federation helped establish the hospital.
Why was that?
Well, back then, Jewish doctors weren't allowed to practice in other hospitals, so they had nowhere that they could work and help others.
So we built one just for them?
We built it for everyone. And it was an incredible achievement. And you know what? The hospital gets more amazing every year. But other than that ray of light, those were dark times.
Labor agreement, as symbolic of the desire of our two peoples.
Bubby, were you afraid back then?
Yes, but I never gave up hope, and we never stopped helping others who were suffering.
My mom always says that helping people is a big part of what being Jewish means.
We always did what we could to make lives better, and not just here in Montreal, all around the world.
They were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland. A state of war.
Did you know that your grandfather fought in the war?
Has been received, and that consequently, this country is at war with Germany.
I didn't see mein Geliebter for 4 years.
The noise that you hear at the moment is the sound of the air raid siren. I'm standing here just on the steps.
Considering the number of German planes which came over during the day, that figure is...
After a long night, we finally landed in France.
I miss you already, and I long to hold you and be safe within your arms again.
The air is heavy with despair, filled with dread.
Although I can't be there with you, I am in spirit. Working with the Federation of Jewish Philanthropies now to help as much as we can.
I want to come home this minute to be with you, and all those I love. However, I know it is not yet time, for there is still much to do.
To help in whatever way we can, we've combined resources with the Jewish General Hospital and the United Jewish Refugee and War Relief Agencies into a single Jewish fundraising effort.
Today we liberated a camp. It was the most dreadful thing I've seen in my life.
I pray for your safe return.
I love you.
And then finally, it was all over.
At this moment, how wonderful Mr. Churchill has come out onto the Ministry of Health balcony.
Until we learned the horrors of the camps. We lost so many. That's when everyone at the Federation came together to raise money and help the refugees and survivors. Did you know that Montreal would end up having the third largest community of Holocaust survivors in the world? Helping them was our responsibility, and we continue to help Jews all over the world.
Australia? Yes. Belgium? Yes. Bolivia? Yes. France? Yes. The United States? Yes.
Was adopted by 33 votes, 13 against, 10 abstentions.
I remember that UN vote. And who can forget the headline? But it wasn't over.
Arrivé au Canada, quand on a vécu dans un pays chaud, c'est un quotidien complètement différent. Jayas nous offrait des logements sur la rue Van Horn. On a eu une espèce de liste de ressources, d'institutions pour les homologations de diplômes, de toutes sortes de structures communautaires et d'associations. C'est incroyable parce qu'au bout de 6-8 mois, on n'était pas dépaysés. Je crois que la communauté ashkénaze a découvert qu'il y avait aussi d'autres judaïsmes, d'autres cultures, d'autres façons d'être juifs, différentes de la leur, mais qu'elles faisaient partie de la mosaïque de toutes ces cultures du judaïsme. Et aujourd'hui, quand je rentre au Coming House et que je regarde ce qui se passe dans les bureaux, je me rends compte qu'aujourd'hui, on est vraiment une communauté. Et les mariages entre ashkénazes et séfarades ayant commencé, je crois que petit à petit, les familles se sont rapprochées et on a très vite gommé les différences pour travailler sur tout ce qu'on avait en commun, l'amour d'Israël et notre judaïsme. S'il y avait une différence entre la perception, la culture, l'expression des juifs séfarades francophones et anglophones ashkénazes, s'il y a un moment où il n'y avait plus de différence, où on était les mêmes, on avait la même peur, on avait le même drive, on avait la même rage d'agir, c'est bien à chaque fois qu'Israël est en danger. C'est un moment où il n'y a plus aucune différence.
Whatever our backgrounds, wherever we lived, we all thought this was the end of Israel, that this was the end for all of us. We fought 2 wars, 2 horrible wars, but we survived. Israel survived. Still, it was a terrifying time. But, like always, the community pulled together, and by the grace of God, we all came out of it better, stronger, and more connected than ever before. Yes, hello?
Hi, this is David. It's Super Sunday. I'm calling you to see if you'd like to donate to the Combined Jewish Appeal.
Don't you normally come to the door?
Yes, but this year we're trying something new.
Oh my, I can't keep up with all these newfangled space-aged ways.
Hello? Hi, I am calling on behalf of the Combined Jewish Appeal. I hope we can count on you again this year.
C'est le temps de faire notre part. Est-ce qu'on peut compter sur vous cette année?
We have thousands of seniors in our community that rely on us each year.
You are making a real difference. Thank you for your
We are
donation.
counting on you to help us care for the
Jewish campers
vulnerable in our
need you.
community.
These are our future Jewish leaders.
Would you like to join us on our first ever march to Jerusalem?
Not if we have to walk to Jerusalem.
No, it's in Montreal.
So why isn't it called the March to Montreal?
It's a walkathon to show our pride in Israel and fund Jewish identity programs.
That sounds lovely. And complicated. I'll be there. Can you believe? A 26-kilometer walkathon? That'll never catch on.
Bubby, you've been telling me all these stories, but what can I do to help?
Well, my dream is that you're going to grow up and not only keep our traditions, but bring new ones to life.
Here's to our prosperity, to our good health and happiness, and most importantly, to life, l'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Drink l'chaim to life, l'chaim, to life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink l'chaim to life. To life, l'chaim. Be happy, be healthy, long life. It gives us something to think about, something to drink about. Drink l'chaim to life.
I've shared my stories with you. You see where you've come from. Now, it's your turn to carry on the legacy.
I promise to do you proud, Bubby.
Okay, but find a nice Jewish boy first.
أهلا وسهلا أهلا بيكم فرحتوا قلبي نفرح بيكم زيدوا يا حبابي مرحبا اليوم أهلا وسهلا أهلا بيكم أهلا وسهلا أهلا بيكم فرحتوا قلبي نفرح بيكم زيدوا يا حبابي مرحبا اليوم أهلا وسهلا أهلا بيكم
You know we have our work cut out for us, don't you? We need to do our part to help the Jewish community, the same way our parents and grandparents have.
Tonight, as we celebrate the Centennial of Federation CJA, we acknowledge just how important their presence has been in helping to serve, protect, and define the Jewish community in Montreal. We honor these men and women who have worked tirelessly over the years to ensure that we remain steadfast in our faith, dedicated to our values, and true to our roots. And we leave here tonight knowing that we have an obligation to instill that pride and these principles in our children, because it is they who will carry that torch forward and light the way for the next generation of leaders, heroes, and visionaries. Make no mistake, this is not just a celebration of the last 100 years. This is our story, our legacy, and it's calling out to each and every one of us to write the next chapter, making each one better than the last. Because at the end of the day, we're all making history.